Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, chat managers, for your help. I appreciate it. I don't know if my stuff is a little. Yep, it was a little off. Sorry about that. My camera was a bit off. Probably bumped into it. Hi, Kibalayon, Gloria, Marby Gongora, Craig Dixon, Lina Melling, Shazamo, Run Unconditional Love Tarot. Okay, Teresa Baltazar. Hope everyone is well today. Today is Friday. Well, let me make sure now. I know it's Friday, but yep, it's Friday. I had to check and make sure. Okay. Oh, I know the mugshot is something else. Thank you very much, Gloria. Gloria says, Milu, may God continue to bless you and keep you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I hope so too. But I'm going to. Do you guys remember? I don't know which one. My mind is going like this with Mar-a-Lago and the mugshot. So I'll mix them if you guys allow me. I don't know how many of you. Those of you who have been with me, watching me for a long time, do you remember I said a few times that Trump would lose Mar-a-Lago? Well, I think it's halfway there. I don't know how many of you, I read it this morning, I was kind of surprised that it was on Zillow for sale and a company owned by Eric Trump. It's a transfer. So I don't know, I've heard about people doing this, rich people, wealthy people do it, even not so rich people do it too, I guess. But what I want to say is this is the beginning, and this is a sign of what I have been saying to all of you. It feels like to me the shifting, the money, the assets, everything else, people in the Trump family, because things are looking very, very serious. They did not think, wow. They didn't think things would get this far, but you know something? They are trying to hide their assets, money and everything else, just in case. They don't want, those of you who are expert in finance, but that's what I'm getting. If Trump has to declare bankruptcy, it will be only him. I can't explain everything, but as I was saying about them, Trump transferring his Mar-a-Lago, I'm sure other things that we won't know about. Even Mar-a-Lago, they posted it it was on Zillow, but they did not say it's Mar-a-Lago. They posted the address, and people figured it out. I would never have figured it out because I don't know the address. I know how to get there. I don't know the address. But there is a lot more going on behind the scenes. They are trying to, they are experts at doing it, okay? If things go south the way they expect things to go really, really bad for Trump, they want to be able to keep their wealth. And you know something? I don't feel it's going to work very well because I feel the rest of the family are going to get themselves or have done things that's attracting or getting the attention of the government. These people have no idea, doing what they've done, how bad it's going to get. And the notion that they think, and even Sarah Palin jumped into the fray, calling for, I guess, the MAGA people to rise up. Not going to happen. But if they think, they couldn't have it more wrong. They are counting on their popularity among the Republican base, the MAGA crowd. I don't feel it's going to happen. They are going to fall. And let me tell you, once either one of those trials, I've said this before, starts, evidence start to come out, a lot of people in the base are going to feel disgusted because the proof is going to be is going to be irrefutable. It's going to be a major problem for the Trumps, and I don't think they have any idea what's coming. They thought they could fight the government. They still think they can outsmart the government now because they did not expect what's happening now. That's why they're doing a whole lot of stuff behind the scenes. It's not only Mar-a-Lago. It's the whole Trump, whatever they call it, enterprise, whatever it is, company. They are changing a lot of stuff. And I mean, I probably would do the same thing too, but I would never dare, do what Trump tried to do and then still thinks he can get away with it. But I wanted to remind everyone, I told you a long time ago that this was coming. Even when I said it, I'm like, oh my God, I'm seeing this going. Is it because I don't like Trump and his family? Is that why? We are halfway there, but I feel they're going to have other financial issues coming up. Among legal fees, everything. Oh, you guys can tell me, you know what I'm feeling? It feels like to me what they are trying, in my mind, that's the picture I'm seeing. They want to take everything away from Trump, leave him standing by himself financially, okay? So if there is anyone who's vulnerable to the government and stuff like that, I don't know how that works, but he's the only one who's going to suffer the financial fall. And don't be surprised if that's why yesterday, it's not normal according to, I don't know anything about the law, so I can't tell you, but according to reports, it's very unusual for someone with Trump's wealth to go to a bail bondsman to get him out of, to bail him out of jail. So to me, that's a sign that they're just letting him stand by himself financially. If he can raise money, he'll use that money. But now going forward, he's going to say he's broke or something to that effect. I don't know exactly because he's very proud of himself. He's a proud con. But there is a lot going on behind the scenes, but I don't think it's going to help the Trump. And the banks are going to go after them because their name is done. Because what they are going to be left with is the people who wanted to destroy democracy, the family. If Trump did not get his kids involved, it wouldn't be so bad for them, for the family, that is. Ivanka was in the White House. Kushner was in the White House. Others, they were, his surrogates running around, Don Jr. and others, Eric, their entire family were part of this whole con. And it's going to come back to bite them. Every single one of them, they were involved. It's a matter of when Jack decides to go after them. Jack Smith, that is. But they're not going to be able to get away with it. Mar-a-Lago, among other assets, there's going to be the banks, I feel, are going to go after them as well, besides the government, among other entities, but they are halfway there. He no longer owns Mar-a-Lago, a company owned by, according to report, owned by Don Jr., owns Mar-a-Lago now. And I'm sure there are other financial shenanigans they are trying to pull behind the scenes. So, Sandra Peterson says, Palmer report already said that Trump's broke because he needs bondsmen. Okay, yeah, that's what what I read. They didn't say he's broke, but thank you for posting this, Sandra Peterson. But the thing is, and the other thing is the mugshot, okay? This is another thing. This is so bad to me, okay? First of all, I was sitting here while he was inside. I was watching TV because I wanted to see how he feels or how he felt while in there. I got so terrified, you guys. You know, those of you who are empath, you can understand this better than others. I started freaking out. I was wondering, I'm like, oh my God, you know, I owe taxes, but, you know, I was trying to, I'm like, I don't think I owe enough for the feds to come after me. I started getting paranoid. That's how bad things was for Trump while he was in there. Okay, don't the notion. Well, intuitively, the picture, according to reports, he wanted to convey toughness. You know, the guy is 77 years old. You're not going to project any toughness. You know, no matter, regardless of what kind of face you present, you're going to present an evil face. But maybe it's because I was reading the hymn. But to me, that picture conveys fears, nothing else. And believe me, like I told you before, yesterday was going to open his eyes on what's to come. And I just read a report, an article. I didn't read the whole thing because I didn't have time. I had to start doing this. A state senator is already, you know, they are saying that it wasn't their initiatives to do what they did. It was they were implementing the orders of Trump and his people. I don't know how that's going to work. But the point I'm trying to make is a lot of those people were high flying people. Okay? State senators, people in the federal government, you know, they're not used to this. Thank you very much, Giovanna Di Domenicis, for generosity and the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. But yes, these people are not used to go into a prison thing, you know? Believe me, you guys, they are terrified. This morning, I was focusing on the different energies, like, because every time I see the pictures, I have the pictures on my phone because I took a picture of my TV screen so I could know who's who. It is the fear. And they are all looking, none of them want to come back to that jail. I don't know how, when you get convicted, if they take you back to the jail and then to prison, because according to what I'm told, jail is something you spend a few days and then they send you to prison or something. And I don't want to find out. The way I was feeling yesterday afternoon, I definitely don't want to be in that situation based on the vibe that I was getting. In any event, I want to say it's going to be a mess. Not in a bad way, a mess in a sense that I don't think Trump understands how challenging this is going to be for him. Cheeseburger, like I told you yesterday, Fani Willis was ready to go. And I was right. She raised him. He asked for a date, and she gave him a date because he wanted to go to trial immediately. She raised the stake. She gave him a week shorter. And I don't think these people have any idea of how Fani Willis is going to prosecute this case and keep everybody on their toes. And as I'm saying this, I'm hearing the experience that she has in doing this. It's not going to be perfect. But let me tell you guys, Trump is in for a world of hurt. And there are people who are going to turn on him that it's going to be shocking. And everybody, I'm looking at the people, everyone in that group of 19, what I am getting is, when you get, for example, when you find an ant's nest, okay, you pour water on it or something like that, and they all start running away. Or if you turn the lights with a bunch of mice or rats, and they start spreading, running away. That's how I am seeing the people, the 19 people that have been indicted with Trump. Like right now, I'm seeing them running every which way, okay, looking for a way to get themselves out of this situation. Of course, because I heard yesterday, when you get indicted, well, I think they were talking about federal. I don't know about state or any other way. You're talking about $1 million. Everyone wants to cut their liabilities, financial liabilities, or how much, the expense. I'm sorry, not liabilities, their expense. Well, they're going to be liable for it if they borrow the money. But it's a problem. I don't feel Trump has any idea. Trump hasn't seen it. And something? This guy doesn't even care, people. He does not care. He doesn't even feel bad. If I caused, if I was in a position to affect the lives of that many people, oh my God. My conscience. I was touching with Trump this morning. All he cares about, he's still hoping he will win the presidency and pardon himself, but I got news for him. Not going to happen. And I was reading a poll this morning that said the same thing. Over 50% of Americans think Trump should stand trial before the election. Luck is not on his side. So, friends, things are going to get worse for Trump. And I still don't see how this guy is going to escape this. And the other thing is, can somebody please tell me why the Secret Service, according to what I read, it's the Secret Service who's giving this guy this, according to, I don't know what the criteria is, how many a cortege? I mean, this is ridiculous. The guy is a con man. But anyway, I couldn't believe because I watched yesterday so I can get the energy and see what I would get. I focus on him from whenever I could, like when he leaves Jersey, when I saw it on CNN, until he got into the prison, until he got out. After he got out, I just turned around because it was really bad. So, my friends, my prediction is there is no getting out of this. The people in Congress can try and do everything they possibly can in their power. It's not going to help Trump. his family wealth. They're trying to keep him. My prediction is, I mean, what I'm getting into, whatever they're trying to, like put him outside of their wealth, the family's wealth. Okay, let him stand on his own. He can fall financially on his own. Well, he can die too. But that's what's going on right now. They are into major, they're taking precautions to keep the banks from calling loans and all kinds of stuff. That's what's going on. Nothing well, they're trying to separate Trump from the wealth. I don't feel they're going to be that successful. They have no idea what's coming. And they still think they're smarter than everyone else. They have to try. Intuitively, my prediction is it's not going to work. They haven't seen anything yet. And I'm telling you, right now, my guy is still enthralled. They love Trump. Wait, when any of those trials start, it's going to crumble. That's my prediction. And now, Republicans are thinking that Jim Jordan is, for some reason, he's going to try to do the same thing, like I said yesterday, that Bragg did. But the reason why I'm bringing it up today is because, the way I'm seeing Fani Willis and her team, it's like she has, there are things that she has, and it has to do with evidence. And it doesn't matter the way she's going to, the confidence level she has with her team on how they're going to go about fighting Jordan. She may even scare Jordan. I don't know. What is it that she can do? But she's not going to be as timid as Bragg's. With the way I'm seeing her, it's like when you have fangs, vampires, it's like, yeah. Jordan has a problem in his hands. That's the way I'm getting it. She's not going to indict him like someone asked me, I believe, yesterday. But I feel she has enough to put Jordan back in his place. He has a fight on his hands. Let's put it that way. Since I don't know the law, I don't know the intricacies. I have no idea. So the best way I'm being shown is like she has fangs, and Jordan better be careful, or she grows fangs. When she gets pissed off enough, Jordan better be careful. That's the way I'm getting it. And somebody asked me yesterday. I said to this person I would answer her question. It's about, she asked me, did I discuss the contaminated water? Japan had they had a nuclear plant accident a number of years ago. And this has to do with that because it seems like they're going to treat the water, process it, and dump it into the ocean. From what I understand, I am not expert in radiation, but it's according to what I read. They're gonna dump it into the ocean, and according to what I hear, China does the same thing, has done the same thing in the past. So, but they said the water has been treated. I don't know. I can't give you my scientific. But the question was, would they dump it? Yeah, but they processed it. But they didn't just dump the water. No. Okay? So let's keep our fingers crossed it doesn't affect anybody. I don't see anybody getting ill from it because there are regulations, but let's see what happens. In any event, okay. Let me answer some questions before I keep going. Music, Wanderer. Okay, sorry. Milu, what is coming with Devin Nunez? Wasn't he involved? Yes. And 1-6, yes. Devin Nunez has been keeping a very low profile because Devin Nunez, okay, was part, from the beginning of the Trump administration. Do you guys remember how, this guy was into everything? Yes. Devin Nunez, I don't know. Like I said, right now, a lot of people are looking for ways, whatever it takes, cooperating with Fani Willis or Jack Smith or the powers that be, they'll do it. Because things are getting very serious. And yes, Nunez was one of the first people from Congress who started helping Trump. Basically, he tolerated the notion that Trump can stay in power, and if he could, he should do it. He was among the first people because I said a long time ago that this guy is going to get into trouble. I don't know. I'm not seeing him cooperating. I don't know if it's because Jack Smith hasn't called him yet. But what I can tell you is he doesn't want to go to jail for Trump either. So he will tell everything that he knows in order to save himself. Pansy Fletcher? Okay, let me scroll up. Oh, Craig, I just spoke about that. Craig is asking, what do you see? Oh, I don't know if because I just saw your post. What do you see in the energy of Trump's mugshot? Fear. I didn't need to, what I was getting is it was a very sobering moment for Trump. And if you look at the mugshot, he's trying to look tough, but to me, he's a feeble old man, trying to look tough, but he's terrified. Yesterday in that jail, basically forced Trump to face reality. Let me tell you, I wish I could prove this, but last night was a very depressing night for Trump. Worse than I have ever seen him before. I'm going to say this, I can't prove it, but it seems like to me Trump was crying out of fear last night. Okay? So, I would cry too. I'm living all this. Now, I put myself in a situation where I have to unload all my wealth. Yeah, he's getting an age. He's 77, so he has to set things up, to distribute his wealth among his kids. But that's not the reason why he's doing it. They are leaving him standing, looking penniless, to protect their wealth. That's what they're doing. Craig, it's not good. Fear. That's what I keep getting. And depression. That's what I was getting. I think Veronica is talking about Devin Nunez. Veronica Stewart says, yes, he definitely participated. Jack Smith will nail him in time. Oh my God, I thought I was bad. Let me see. Mystic Wonder is asking, did Trump practice different looks for his mugshot so he can grift with it on T-shirts and coffee mugs? Yeah, he's that stupid, That's why I said, these people, the notion that, since that's the way he lives his life, all his life it's money. So that's his comfort. So according to the news, yeah. I don't know if he practiced. I wasn't seeing that. I don't see him as practicing because he's used to making those faces. So he probably discussed it with his staff, the people who filed the 6-3 report, 215 pounds. According to people, it's a lie. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't have no doubts to not to believe what Morning Joe says. It's a lie. But the point is, the mugshot, yeah, you know, he knew how he wanted to pose. As we know, he has a way that he wants people to perceive him as tough. But this guy was whimpering in his bed last night. Okay, that's what I was getting. Okay, let's see. I'm scrolling up. Rebecca Gilberto says, Milu, you are really good, but crying, yep. Oh, yeah. Well, that's interesting. Rebecca Gilberto says, I didn't know narcissists cry. It's not because of, it's out of fear. He knows what's coming. Last evening, oh, yeah. It's not because of, he didn't think he was right or he can face what he's done. No. I can't explain it to you guys. Those of you, if you are an empath and you connected with Trump yesterday, it was bad. Like I said, I don't know if I'll be able to prove it to you, but I'll bet my money. Trump shared a few tears last night. And the reason why is because, like I was trying to say, I don't know if I finished the thought. Leaving the golden throne to a stinky hole. That's the best way I can put it. You walk into an area and it smells. It's like, it's worse than a gas station, some gas stations, bathrooms. Yeah. And you're going to be living there or on something in a similar situation. It would scare. He cried out. He's crying. He cried out of fear. I wish there was a way I could prove it, but we'll see. I'm sure something is going to come out. I said this yesterday. And I am seeing this, I'm seeing somebody dropping Trump to a prison place. After that, we're going to find out a whole lot of stuff that happened behind the scenes during this process. And we will hear. That's my prediction. We're going to know. Because I'm seeing Trump, I know there is no point, I don't know. This to me means, I'm seeing a high wall, a big gate, and they are dropping him off to walk into that big gate. To me, in my frame of reference, that's a prison. So let's see what happens. Okay. Hi, Lynn O'Brien. Let's see. Hi, Marsha Green. Sally G. says, I think it's hysterical how these New these criminals get their butts handed to them in Georgia. They are so entitled. Yeah. They never thought that would happen. I'm telling you, that's what is so shocking. About this whole, their way of thinking, they think, first of all, they thought they were going to be able to get away with staying in power. Thank you very much, Rebecca Gilberto for University and the super chat. I appreciate it. Rebecca says, did he have on his rubber underpants? That I don't know. But he probably did. You know, according to what some people said, he wears those Depends or something like that. Let me tell you, it was not a good feeling while he was in that jail area. And I'm not calling him a coward. I'm telling you guys, I felt so terrified. I started looking at myself. I'm like, okay, I don't think I've ever committed any crimes. The only thing I have right now they would even think of prosecuting me for is because I owe taxes, but they take it out of my checking account. I never miss. That's how bad it got for me last evening. You know, that's what you get when you are curious, you know. I wanted to see how he felt so I can report to you. In the meantime, I became paranoid. Oh my God. Okay, Catman says, Artie saying, hey Milu, what is your impression of the goons who grinned for the mugshot? I'll tell you, what are they really feeling? All these people are terrified, okay? I think I mentioned that yesterday. I'm not quite sure what they're thinking. But, and even this morning too, there is that black woman who went to get that, who went to harass that lady. Sandra Peterson says, number PO113809. Yes, that's Jones prison number. Yes, that Kanye West spokesperson or something. Thank you very much, Jordan Johnson, for the University and the super chat. I appreciate it. Yeah. Even her too, she's laughing. There is not a black guy there who was something black for Trump or something. He's still in jail, by the way. He has not been able to raise the money to bail himself out. They are all laughing. A couple of them, not a lot, okay. But I guess for now, and you know something else. I'm sorry. I'm glad you asked that question, Artist. I was thinking about that this morning. What I felt was, a lot of them, remember guys, I told you, it feels like to me, 7 of them among the 19 may go to trial, because that's what I was getting. It may change, okay? But a lot of them, it seems like to me, they know. I am not trying, I'm not brave when it comes to going to prison. So I'm not trying to say I would do anything better. But they are all flipping on Trump. Yes. And you know who's really terrified? He was there yesterday, Norta. Yeah. And do you guys remember I told you everybody around Trump are freaking out? Yes. Yesterday really brought it home. So all those people, artists you see laughing, it's because they're all making deals or they have hope to make deals. But other than that, it's just, like I've always said for the past 6 years or 6 years I've been here, don't believe the hype. It's all a facade. They're all terrified. Yeah. Okay, otherwise, in a lot of them surrendered yesterday or later, they were trying to work things out, how to get themselves out of this situation. That's what I feel. We will see. It will come out, you know, I'm sure at some point. Okay. Let's see. Joyce Matthews says, I remember Milu said they will all be crying for their mommies. They are not, well, thank you for posting this, Joyce Matthews. Well, Trump was crying last night. All these people, the rest, let me tell you guys, Meadow, okay, And there is a guy, I don't remember his name. He looks very serious. The poor guy is really terrified. And yes, Mark Meadow did not wanted nothing to do with this. As we noticed the way he was fighting, not to even surrender. He didn't want the mugshot. Mark Meadow is crying. I only mentioned Trump because we're focusing on him. Maybe I should talk about a little more about these people too. Yeah. There is a lot of tears being shed. Thank you for posting this. I forgot I said that. Yep. We are at that phase now. They're all crying for their mummies. And I would cry for my mummy too. I'm not trying to pretend I would do any better because the way Trump was able to con all these people, him and Giuliani. Yeah. And do you think Giuliani is a happy camper? He's broke? Well, I don't know where he got that private jet yesterday. Okay. But from what I understand, his apartment in New York City, he had to put it up for sale. I don't own this place. If I have to live here, because I like the lights, and you can, it's good for me to shoot videos. Okay, and I like, I can buy a little more furniture and stuff like that, but I'm terrified to buy anything because of the way I don't feel very confident about Florida, so I don't want to put a lot of things in here. But I like it here. I'm hoping I can stay here and still do my videos, So never mind if I had owned an apartment on the somewhere beautiful, I'm sure, in Manhattan. I don't know his address, so I can't tell you. But it looked like a beautiful building to me from the video that I was watching yesterday. He was giving a press conference yesterday in front of the building. It's a nice building. Okay. He has to sell it. Giuliani is crying too. Okay. So, my friends, it's really bad, and it's because of one guy. Well, Giuliani is part of it. I am so sorry. There is one thing I forgot to mention. I don't know how many of you watched MSNBC last night, and the video is on YouTube. Joy Reid reminded me she was talking about Trump and karma. What's happening to Trump right now is karma, because there is one word she used that I believe it was in the 80s when black kids used to go play. And the way she put it, I never lived in New York City. I always lived either in New Rochelle, New York, or after New Rochelle, New York. After I graduated from college, I moved to Jersey. Okay. But in New York City, it seemed like kids used to go to park and stuff like that. And she was explaining how people like Giuliani and Trump would say those kids used to go wilding. I remember that. I forgot that word until she said it last night. And it brought back all those memories, those young men, the Central Park Five. Okay, Trump called for the death penalty. But the way Joy Reid put it, this woman is very smart. Oh my God. But the way she framed it yesterday, explaining Trump wanted all these people, all the bad things, and him and Giuliani wanted to happen to minorities in New York. Now he finds himself in this situation. I never saw it that way, but I'm glad I saw it. If you guys have a chance, it's on YouTube. You can look at it. To me, it was very powerful. I was shocked. Maybe it's because after I saw Trump surrender, I was already a little frazzled. Maybe that's why I was impressed. But I watched part of it again this morning on YouTube. It was still powerful. So I wanted to mention that, yes, it's karma. Who would have thought? Okay, the guy is so greedy. Being president of this country, even if it's one term, who cares? No. He wanted to own it. Because those of you who have been with me for a very long time, I used to tell you, him and his family, they used to get together and plan on how they're going to do a hostile takeover of our government. They never thought it would come back to bite. And guys, the way I felt yesterday, it was very frightening. But you know something, I don't care. I hope he goes to jail. I hope he goes to prison. Because we could have lost our democracy. And look at what he's putting this country through. And you know something, he's been doing this for since Obama was president. He started saying Obama was not born here. Trump deserves every single little thing that's coming to him. Joy Reid was right. Oh my God. So that's why I don't feel bad for him. I got scared. Well, I felt I'm like, oh my God. But I'm like, no, he deserves it. You know? Rebecca Gilberto says, you can feel all the people some of the time and some people all the time, but you can never fool all people at all the time. That's true. Well, that's what he tried to do. Or he's still trying to do, because the MAGAs are still following him, but they're gonna jump ship. Oh my God, this thing. I didn't realize. I keep talking. Sorry about that, people. Okay, friends. Hi, Greeter. Thank you very much, everyone, for spending time with me. Thank you, chat managers, for your help. I appreciate it. If anyone would like a reading from me, I still have slots for this afternoon and tomorrow. Feel free to call me or text me. We can negotiate a time that's good to talk later or tomorrow, whenever is good for you. If you like the channel, please subscribe, and also don't forget to tap on the notification bell. And please help me support the channel. I thank you for your support, and I appreciate you spending time with me. And also don't forget, please, to give me a thumbs up. Thank you, everyone. I will see you all tomorrow. Members, I'll see you same time. Hi, Shazamo. Again, everyone, thank you. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.